Good morning. So today I was thinking about talking about this moment, right here, right now, which is probably a little bit later if you're watching this because I'm doing this right here, right now. It took me a very long time to understand or to feel the idea in my body and in my mind at the same time, this moment right here, right now. Because for the life of me and for the longest time, I never wanted to be in my body right here, right now, for each moment that I experienced. I would take drugs to get to a place I thought I wanted to be or wanted to be, to connect to something bigger than myself, or to have a better time, to be higher or sometimes lower, but I'm kind of I want to get really excited kind of guy, or trippy. I really like to expand my mind and get to other places, and but the ultimate goal was to be in the moment, even when I was doing all these other things to change my perception. The idea that I wanted, I wanted to be right here. In a sense, I wanted to feel. And the irony is, when I stopped doing all that stuff, all I did was feel. My head was, or my perception was so warped when I started this journey like 18 years ago. But I'm not 18, so it took me 28 years to get to that point, 45. I was so upside down that I used all sorts of intoxicants and drugs, and I still drink coffee and caffeine and stuff, but with the hopes that I thought that those things were making me feel better or connect better. And the irony is, all I did was feel. I was just this feeling machine, and I was taking those things to kind of arm myself against the world, because I felt so much. And I didn't have the tools or the understanding of how to communicate what I felt. Yeah. And that is, so right here, right now, this moment, this is really all we have. You know what I mean? I will talk, because the idea of doing this thing, this podcast, for however, this blog, for as long as I can. I feel like I'm going to run out of material to talk about, but I don't want to do these for long periods of time because I don't want to lose people's attention. So there'll be plenty to talk about. But right here, right now, this moment, it's really all we have. The stories that I've created in my head about the future, the fantasy, the Mad Libs, as I like to think about them. It's like I fill in the Mad Libs, and generally I fill them in really mean about myself. That's changing. Or it's based on a history or a memory or a story that I've created about my past, which is based on a reality. But sometimes my reality then, or my memories and my mind, warp the reality that was actually true. I've had those, my mom tells me about a story, and I'm like, that's not how I remember it. And I'm old enough and mature enough to realize that just because I remember it a certain way doesn't mean that's how it happened. Oh, this is, by the way, the first NuISMS shirt that I ever made. The one that I told you looked like a priest thing. Yeah, that's been cut to show my arms. So, anyway, this moment, we'll talk more. I want to talk more about this, but right here, right now, it's all we have.